So right now, in this video, we have all kind of parts. Like I got a door handle, some trim, all of those parts that are off the car that had been painted separately, all of those need to go back on the car because in this video, we need to get this car completely done, back together, 100% right now. Let's get started, let's get into it, and let's go.
And now, you're watching the channel of YouTube. Welcome to Bodie Vision.
Hey, so what is up and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me yet again on another video. So my first thought was I wanted to start to get some of the inside of the car put back together just because it's a little bit more tedious connecting some of the wiring that had to be disconnected to paint the interior. Some of that stuff had just been left and I was going to deal with it after the paint job, but as I'm walking around my shop I don't want to step on any of these pieces that I'm stepping over. We got the bumper over here and all these pieces just in the way, so I'm just going to start in the rear, just start to throw some of those pieces back on. We have the little bezel, we have the taillights, we got the bumper, we got the lip. Let's get those thrown on and see where this video goes from there. So as I'm getting the car put back together, I had to take a few steps back because some of the stuff in the front wasn't lining up perfectly, so I had to go all the way back to the door. The door was actually sagging a little bit too low. I had to lift the door up a little bit, and then I can go back to putting everything back on. See, when you're aligning panels, you have to start at the furthest end out of things that are adjustable in order to get it perfectly dialed in the end. So now I'm going to focus on putting some of the other pieces back on the car and eventually finish off at the front end with the front bumper.
Really sexy today. It's a different look. And with the paint on the clouds, it's usually so you like to dress up like that? You're engaged for like 6 years. We get it. So it's not about that. Right? Right. You're gonna be good, but now you might have a baby. But you need to always try to go for your lady, man.
So really quickly, I wanted to point something out to you. As you saw in that last clip, or you may have not seen, but I was putting the lip onto the bumper. Now, as you're doing that, especially with freshly painted parts, you want to be careful and you want to make sure that you're not going to scratch up said parts. So what I like to do is I like to just put this little trim edge piece on the lip itself in the corners where it's going to be making contact. Then after it gets thrown on the car, I like to pull it off and it looks and sits like it would be sitting from factory. So that's just a little precautionary measure that I like to take. So now that we got all the pieces put back on the car, let's go ahead and turn our attention to color sanding, buffing, and eventually polishing. tedious steps that we just need to get knocked out in order to complete this project. So right now the entire thing is sanded down with or up to a 3000 grit sandpaper finish. I also came behind with the foam pad on the high speed or rotary buffer, went over that. Now my good friend Toby from Autocraft Custom Detail is on his way over here right now. We're going to give it a final buff and polish and get this thing wrapped up. And dude, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm getting excited because I'm about done, and then I'll be on to my next project. Can't wait to show you that. So it is actually the next day now. Yesterday, Toby spent a lot of time just working on the car. You gotta understand, something like this, to get a car as close to perfect as possible, definitely takes some time. So Toby, what do we got going on? Where are we at?
So last night we finished all the buffing, all the major correcting, and right now we're getting it washed and getting it prepped for the final polish. I like my soap how I like my women.
Thick and white. With dirty feet.
Bag.
this thing looks is unbelievable. I wouldn't even think this was the same exact car that was dropped off just about 6 weeks ago. Toby, what you think, man? Just finishing up, giving it a final wipe down?
Oh man, it came out great. A couple weeks ago, it definitely didn't look like this.
Right, and man, I appreciate you coming out. If anybody's in the Central Florida area and wants, what do you do? Ceramic coating, detailing?
Ceramic coating, paint protection film, we do all types of stuff. Just hit us up and we'll get you right.
I'll put all that information in the description down below. If you're looking for somebody to just wash your car, that's not Toby. He does high-end stuff. Auto Boutique is more along the lines of what it is. All right, so Toby, one last thing, bro. Before you leave, you want to play a game of skate real quick? Show these people what you want to show these people, me beating you in a game of skate?
You guys want to see this guy lose?
Right. Let's see. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. All right, so we're going to play a game of skate. If you're not familiar with skate, I'll put score on the bottom of the screen. It's basically like horse for basketball. We're just going to do 3 letters, SK8, because we don't have too much time. So one of us is going to set the trick. The other person has to do the trick. If you don't land the trick as you're setting the trick, it is up to the other person to set the trick. I will leave everything on the screen below, like I said.
Say a vote. Let's go!
You know what I was going to do.
S. I did one kickflip.
All right, S to S, still my turn. Yeah, I don't know. That's it.
Count it.
All right, we're good.
Yeah. Oh! My attempt.
Alright. Oh! That was almost Chad Muska.
Damn! 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 Damn!
That was the trick, if I didn't put my feet down.
Yeah!
That's game. Good shit. That's game. Good shit. I got you on the last one. That was it. 3 letters.
I only landed that trick like 3 times.
Right. That's what's up.
I did it for the YouTube.
Right. Good game, man. Man, so what a great game of skate that was, wasn't that? Toby and I, we've been going back and forth forever now here, but I want to turn my attention back to the car. As I'm walking around and I'm just seeing a few things that I need to address. I need to clean the inside of the windshield. There's a lot of nasty GoPro mounts and just stuff like that. And then also some of this trim, like the trim right here on the door. Let me make my way around to this side. The trim right here, those are on the carbon doors, and actually they're stuck to the carbon door, so I might see about getting new ones because he's still going to be using those doors on a future build. So this is still missing. The windshield wiper, I pulled it off just a moment ago to paint it. We also don't have a cowl. The car never came with one. So I wanted to get this video done and I wanted to get it out there because I truly am done with my end of the deal. I got the car completely painted. Huge shout out to Brian for coming over in the last video to help me lay down this beautiful paint job. Huge shout out to Toby from Autocraft Custom Detail for just bringing it from that 95% to that 98%. In my mind, there's no car that is 99%, and especially no car that's 100%. So I'm extremely happy with this. What a great car. What a great last few videos. So now in my next video, I will definitely be showing when Kyle comes to pick up the car. Also, I'm going to make a lot of progress on my new project. If you like this car, I guarantee you will like that next car. So make sure you hit subscribe. Also, I didn't really mention it on camera, 100,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for that. I appreciate each and every one of you. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like this video, comment, subscribe, do all the stuff. You know what it is, YouTube. I'll see you on the next one. I know I'm gonna catch you there. I'm out.